What's going on, guys? It is April 5th, 2024. We're going to try to get through an entire show this time, but we'll see what happens. Let's go. It's time for video check-in. Don't hit the lights. What is wrong with you? To my left, co-host, chickenista, chicken expert, Kristen. Today is going to be an awesome show. Look at Goosebumps.
Coyotes are everywhere.
What's going on, Kristen?
Oh, I was just getting my chicken poop necklace on.
Can I get some? Oh, someone's already pooped. Ingrid's like doing her job. Ask and you may receive. Ingrid is on it.
Don't blame it on me.
Oxygen is the solution to foul.
I just felt it on my back. It's warm and oh, God.
I knew I was going to have serious problems that, like, the coop remained that much better than the house forever.
The coop is beautiful, by the way. I'm not trying to plug your products by any means.
Please do.
Lipstick, give me a makeup kit. You know, I'll be nice and pretty for the crows.
Oh, so let's pull out another chicken. This is like a magic trick. Up to 1 o'clock already. Oh my God. We have a new Ingrid.
Memo. I missed the memo.
Know a lot of people who do raise rabbits alongside their chickens.
Why would you wait till the last minute to pull out your homework?
Have we met before?
Yep, that's a good one with the cords and everything.
This falls right off, and he regrows a new one the following spring.
Calm down, Matt. Calm down.
Why?
This is a really interesting show.
Oh, it's, see?
Yeah.
My fault. I love it. Cindy, you just earned yourself a shirt. I love that.
Yes, Matt, you are right.
I had no idea what to expect when we opened up that box, and this is why we love what we do.
That's my goal, is to really bring people together through chickens.
The power of chickens.
So.
I have no idea what happened.
Everybody's jumping in with questions and comments.
I know. What's going
everything.
on? What's going
We're
on?
on the ball today.
Oh my God. Okay.
Relax,
Okay. All
Matt.
right. Yeah. Me relax. I think Kristen needs to relax. Thank you very much.
No, I think usually I need to be hyped up.
Miss Defiant, which has been the key word for Kristen this week. I don't know. Oh yeah.
When it appears that I'm not complying, it's because no one told me
is
what I
that
need to do.
Okay, so we got an issue this morning as usual. So what's going on, guys? We
Matt's
are
playing musical mouses to see what happens.
So, is that it? Is that it?
Oh.
Oh. Quick, Kristen, mix them all up so he doesn't know.
No.
The shell game.
Good
There you
job,
go.
Christopher. Speaking of good job, Christopher, what's going on, guys? 45 people here already. We are live
Wow.
What is it? April 5th, 2024. I got to share a story real quick. Do we all remember? I mean, this is what used to happen in college a lot. Someone shows up, in a box truck, opens up the back door. They're like, yeah, got some killer deals on some TVs right now, right?
Yeah.
What kind of college did you go to?
Yeah. Didn't that happen to everyone?
That happened in my neighbor. Well, that happened in New York.
So a guy just showed up with air compressors, generators, plasma cutters, welders, trash pumps. I had the radio on, so we got a deal of a lifetime. She goes, God, I hate when you say that. It was a deal of a lifetime.
Did you buy one?
I bought it all.
Whoa.
Well, no, it all. You buy one thing, you get the 5 other units for free, supposedly. Thank you for the thumbs up, everyone. Please, as they say here in the South, which I don't understand, mash that thumbs up, please. Up north, we would say, please click the thumbs up. Please press that thumbs up. Why do they say mash in the South? Isn't that a little weird?
I don't.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no one here in the room is confirming that. That's a Southern thing.
It is a very Southern thing.
I also can't tell where anyone's watching from. Can you turn that off? Thank you.
It's in case there's an emergency. I got to hear a little.
Well, he doesn't, though.
Oh, you were yelling at Christopher.
Yes.
Boy, Ingrid's back. You doing all right this morning, Christopher? Yeah, that's what it's like to work with Ingrid.
I know.
She's just going to give it to you the way she's going to give it to you, and that's it. There's nothing you can do about it.
I know.
You got to be tough.
Yes, you got to be tough. Yeah, don't forget talking to that mic. Okay, so 52 people here already. I'm so glad you guys are here. Christopher just finished up a masterpiece. I have not seen it yet. It's only, how long is this masterpiece video?
50 minutes.
Yeah, right.
It's like a minute and 50 seconds.
Okay.
Short. It's short.
It's very short. I can't wait to see it. Have you guys seen sneak previews of it at all?
I did, because I heard him snickering.
You know it's going to be good if the video editor starts laughing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what's going on today? Today is Q&A, right? I hope.
Free for all.
Yes.
Thank you. Those are our best shows. honestly, if you really look back at the history of VCL, our best shows, and our audience will tell you, oh my God, this is a great show. It's because we have no agenda, no interview, and we're just going to answer any questions you guys have, right?
Right.
Right. Perfect. So yeah, I got a killer deal this morning. We're going to watch the video here in a little bit. And I got to make sure we're trying to get on LinkedIn. Let us know. Yeah, Ecamm has changed so much. It's driving us.
See, you used to be able to see everybody's little bubble, your little icon. I would know where you're watching from, and now it's just.
Yeah, let us know if you're watching on X. That is really critical because that's a new one. We also did try to watch on get it on Instagram, but they just don't play nice. Let us know if you're watching on Instagram or YouTube. Just let us know what you're watching on. As you say hi, just put in YTFBX. What's the other one? I say IG. Anyways, but you got questions, chicken coops, we are here to answer them. Also, I do got to continue my rant or I need your guys' help as usual.
Do you need a new rant or do you got plenty of material?
Listen, okay, the big one, Acre. And I think part of the problem is the name Acre. Now, they told us on a couple videos ago when we had a spokesperson on, Chandler, who is just an expert on this Acre product, why they call it Acre. But I can tell
What'd
you.
they say? I forgot now.
It was because by using this product, you're saving.
Ooh, toss me that. I'm going to need them. Hit me.
Are
don't
you sure?
don't chuck them at me.
No.
That's what Ingrid would love, that right between the eyes.
You gave me the okay. I was about to throw it at your head. Because this is like wood, but better.
I want more.
It's,
I'll take the 3/4. I don't need the 1 inch. Okay,
it's
screw it now. I'll
saving an acre of forest.
Oh, that's nice.
That's
yes.
No, that makes sense now.
So, Christopher, now that he just finished his masterpiece that we're going to watch here in a little bit. Who's ringing? Oh, is that Non? Oh, anyways, okay. We're going to do a 60-second. Here's what you need to know why Carolina Coops is switching to Acre. Because people, sure, anytime there's a change, they have questions. But there are reasons why. And we are in the most difficult part of this journey, and that is the transitioning phase. Okay, and I've had to explain to my team here, there's going to be some people that are not happy about it. There's going to be a lot of questions. There's going to be problems in our execution of procedures. But I promise you, this is the right choice, and we got to continue to tell people why this is the right choice. And I am adamant. Again, stay tuned. I don't know what's going to happen, but I truly believe not only is this is obviously a better product, it's sustainable, it's going to last forever. I think because it comes in sheets, we won't have to raise prices. Don't hold my feet to the fire to that one, because Non's like, you got to stop saying that. There's other reasons, obviously, because of inflation, we might have to raise prices, but this should help keep the costs down. So why not have a better coop for the same price? Now,
that sounds great.
Let me know what you guys need to know, especially if you already got a coop. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, man, I got chicken coops, or I got a coop from you. I wish I would have had the Acre. The lady that is getting an expedited coop today, going down to Florida. And she's in the transition period. I said, would you love to have your coop made out of Acre? And so we talked about it. She goes, yeah, I would love that.
Okay.
Because, are you trying to push me along?
No.
Am I boring
I'm
you?
agreeing.
I don't know. That didn't sound like an agreeing. That sounds like, come on, let's go.
No, that would be, yeah.
Her coop was eaten up by, it sounds like drywood termites, which is very interesting because they really only happen in Florida, maybe Hawaii, where they actually live in the furniture. They live in the wood, where some training termites live in the soil. So I talk about it all the time with chicken.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Well, anyways, termites will not eat this stuff. And she's like, oh, you got to be kidding me. This is why I'm replacing a store-bought coop that she got. But anyways, so people are very excited about it. Would love to know what other questions people have about Acre. What can we do to make sure people understand the message? Is that right?
That's right.
Perfect. We do not have a new camera yet. I'm going to get around to it.
So the clock is ticking.
So we're probably it's probably
So-
going to pause at 1:05 is my guess.
Yeah.
Should we take bets?
I was just going to say, who wants to bet without going over closest to the second? In 78 seconds, 78.25 seconds, we're probably going to pause. All right, so we are, how many
And
people?
then we're going to be surprised, like, hey, what's going on?
67 people here. Keep pressing that thumbs up. That's going to promote the show. Mash that button, press the button, whatever it is. I don't even know what it looks
I
like.
think it's smash the button.
No, it's mash.
No,
Down here
it
in
is
this,
smash.
It's not. It's mash.
Mash?
I
That's
have
what you
heard-
do to potatoes.
No, mash is one of the no. They say mash that button. I'm like, mash it.
I think it's smash.
It's
Christopher, come on.
Who are my Southerners here? They'll tell you, no, it's mash the button. I promise you.
Christopher.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say mash.
Where are you from?
Here. Raleigh.
See?
Have you heard him say smash?
Well, I am a northerner by blood.
Yeah, that's my situation.
No, you were born in the North. We all know that. In a Volkswagen Beetle, of all things. Sorry. Okay, so let's go ahead. Are we ready to... let's watch this YouTube video, this masterpiece that Christopher is bringing his style to Carolina Coops. And his thing is, one point, let's get it across. Look at the thumbnail.
Wait.
So...
Wait. I am not prepared yet.
You are always prepared. So look at that thumbnail. Yesterday he was working on that thumbnail, and I was like, "Oh, you can make me look pretty. You can make my vitiligo go away. Look, I got a suntan all of a sudden. That is my office. That is not fake to make me look busy. That's the mess I work in. The audio seems a little hot, a little high. If we can turn down. Oh, he might be right. Move. Do you want me to do it?
I'll find it.
Yeah, turn that down. Make sure you guys can hear it. That might be too much. Okay. Are we ready?
Yesterday,
I guess we're ready.
Had Kelly, who's never cleaned a baby chick before, never even hung on to a baby chick before.
I've had dogs, but...
Did you ever have to wipe their pasty butt?
No.
Just a reminder, pasty butt can absolutely be fatal, but the important thing is to prevent pasty butt. Exactly. All right, here we go.
Well, they're so small and they freak me out. Doesn't like me.
She
doesn't like me.
We were trying to get Kelly to clean a baby chick, and I think she chickened out.
I'm so gonna get made fun of for this for like ever.
You just keep the wings down. Also, chicken 101, you don't hang on to the feet. She didn't do it. I ended up doing it all. So look at that. We got a little pasty butt. You see it? Okay, so we're just gonna put her in water. Let her rear end just soak in water. And what that's gonna do is soften the poop. This is lukewarm water, so that's still a little hard. Bottom line is, and this is true throughout the entire life of the chicken, stress will kill chickens, which can be being in too cold of an environment and then in too warm of an environment, the drastic change. Maybe they're being picked on by another chick. It could have something to do with the feed. It can actually have something to do with the humidity. All those things are very stressful, and that can absolutely lead to pasty butt. She wants to poop. She wants to take a dump. That's what I do. When I get in a pool, I'm not the kid that pees in the pool. I take a dump. See, it came off just like that.
Dude.
All right, let's get some paper towels, and we're just gonna wrap her up like a little baby that's got out of the bathtub. Gonna let the paper towel absorb some water. All right, just like a baby.
They're like little velociraptors.
She's happy. She's like, okay, what's going on? Just got my butt cleaned. Gonna dry her off a little bit more. All right, we're gonna put her back in the brooder. Put her right underneath there. She's as happy as can be. And actually, this is the first time since we've had her, we have gone a whole day without having to clean her pasty butt. So that's a great sign. It's just that simple, pasty butt.
That is pretty good. That is pretty good. A lot of it's fast paced, a lot of changing, a lot of animation. Let me know what you guys think about that, because obviously, as if you guys know me, I'm trying to make everyone happy. It's hell. But the whole idea with our YouTube channel is obviously educate, bring people to the Carolina Coops family to hopefully turn into a customer.
And entertain.
Yeah, so we're trying to entertain, we're trying to educate, and I want people to know that getting into backyard chickens is actually a wonderful hobby. It's not as difficult as a lot of people try to make it sound to be. So let me know what you guys think about that video. Are you happy with it, Christopher?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
So, because it's tough being an artist. Like do you really like your own painting, if you will? Mm-hmm. And I've talked to people that do paintings. They're always messing with it. They don't know when to stop. But
well, something is glaringly obvious in that video. As much as I loved it, I have to rag on you a little bit, because
what did I do something wrong?
It's a silky.
Yeah. What about it?
You were so tender and loving with that little silky, almost
Hell
like it's
no.
growing on you.
No.
Oh, come on.
Tender and loving. Not me. Absolutely not.
You even wrapped it up after its bath.
You gotta,
come on.
You gotta do what you gotta do for the animal.
You love it,
and
don't
you? And the truth is, all that is real. Like, that is 100%. Kelly is like terrified of us. I'm like, okay, well, now I'm gonna make you do it even more. And of course, she just couldn't do it. She kept trying to grab it, and it's a silk. I'm like, you can't grab a silky. Are you kidding me? So no, and then think about it. No one likes to be cold. Did I do a good job?
You did a good job.
Did I? And I love that Christopher came to me.
It was really funny.
He came to me. He's like, summarize again what you did yesterday. I'm like, wait, what? And I can see how you that was such a key part of the video, the explanation after the fact.
Yeah.
Such a great video. So we're going to hopefully be doing more and more videos like that because I think they're fun to watch. But let me know what you guys think. Please, please, please give me your input because we want to always make sure we are improving our game and making you guys happy.
Okay.
Ben Rankin said, now we have proof that Matt holds silkies.
Truth be told, I forget she's a silky. It doesn't even cross my mind. But you're right.
It's because you don't like that fifth toe, but
it's
so tiny you can't even see it.
One, nobody likes that fifth toe, okay? That thing is ugly. It's just like hanging there, like it's not supposed to be there.
By all the
but the worst part about
haven't you seen polydactyl cats?
I don't really like them.
Ooh.
Have I? Yes.
I'd like one of those for my collection.
Our Maine Coon, original Maine Coon was polydactyl because they said that he's going to be worth more. And I was like, okay, whatever. I pretended I liked it. But I love Leo. Leo's got beautiful, normal feet. You know, because you licked them one time. Did we ever share that video? That's a true story.
We don't need to share
Leo did 7 miles yesterday. It's just nuts.
Hey, look at this comment. Soon I will also have a chicken coop. Thank you for inspiring me. Greetings from Serbia.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Yes, I love, especially over.
That is nice.
Okay, I don't know where Serbia is. That's in the Middle East. That's part of Asia.
Is it near Russia?
No, that's Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe, yeah.
Okay, Russia, right? Eastern Europe.
Yeah, over there.
Over there. Perfect. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, speaking of like things going on, did you see what was in the news yesterday?
Oh, about avian flu?
Here we go again. Avian flu.
It went to people. So Lori Hess, the vet that was on here a couple months ago, she was saying that they had their first case that got in a bobcat, and then so she was very concerned about it. And then I saw that it was the dairy farmer. They got it from cows. A human case from cows. But they have not had a case of human to human yet.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. You guys couldn't hear the YouTube video? Is that on Facebook or YouTube? Because Fisher Matt Ryan, I think, said they heard it fine on YouTube.
Right.
Okay, I apologize. I mean, we can play it again. Let me know what happened there, if you guys could hear it or not. So avian flu, but supposedly, okay, and I'm sorry, I don't believe everything the news tells me, especially now. But supposedly, did you hear Ingrid? Did you guys hear that?
I heard a sigh.
Was it audible?
Do you believe everything that the news tells you?
No,
honestly?
but I believe in science.
I do too. But when the science is bought and paid for, you got to be real careful.
Okay.
You do. Do you not? Come on.
There's okay.
Please.
No, I'm not gonna.
How do we verify?
Well, let's get back to the point.
The point is, avian flu supposedly has affected humans, right?
No, a human. It went from a. So it's going from a chicken, mammal to mammal. Okay.
Well,
so
I think it was
way.
a wild bird.
Well,
that affected the cow.
Oh, was it? Okay, so the cow got it. The person in the dairy farm got it from the cow.
And how do we know the cow got avian flu from a bird?
Because they don't have chickens there, and it's an avian flu. I'm pretty sure I read that it was that they think it was a wild bird, like
so it went from bird to mammal to mammal.
Mm-hmm.
Is what you guys are saying.
Well, mammal to human, yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is
are we not mammals?
Yes, no, we are. But
don't
I mean,
confuse me.
No,
it's a very confusing time.
But that is the leap
between people, though.
Oh, non, turn up, non. What's that, non?
I heard on the news today that it's not contagious between people.
Right, they haven't had person to person, human to human. Not to say that it can't morph into that, because as we learned, viruses can do lots of funny things.
Exactly. So what does this mean?
The biggest jump though was avian to mammal.
Yes.
Right.
That was the biggest jump.
So here we go.
That
You
never happened.
know what's coming. You know what's coming.
I don't have any chickens. I don't.
I don't understand what's coming.
I lost them on.
They are absolutely going to make it illegal to have backyard chickens. Mark my words.
So I lost all my chickens in a boating accident.
Yep.
Can I tell you that your
please
that
tell me, 'cause I hope I'm
statement is
wrong.
completely void of logic. Now
Okay, pause. Void of logic.
Because here, if you think it out, right? So avian flu is affecting a lot of the factory farmers.
Mm-hmm.
So Tyson just had to kill 2 million birds.
Yep.
Okay, that actually benefits backyard chicken people
Totally
because
agree.
the price of eggs goes up because it's a huge chicken supplier.
Yep.
Price of meat goes up as well.
Yep.
And then so more people are prone to getting their own chickens because they have our own egg supply.
Right.
So I don't know how
That's what's interesting. So thank you, Ingrid. And notice she said void of logic. And here's my logic. That's the last thing they want. Now, you are correct. And we've seen it in history that like last year with avian flu, we have to believe that fear does drive our business without a doubt. And we're here to offer a solution for people to hopefully be self-sustainable, especially if they're going to have their own backyard chickens and have eggs. But if this avian flu forces these large factory farms, commercial farming, to have to slaughter all these chickens, you would think absolutely it should, the solution should be that the civilian, the residential person starts growing their own eggs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's what they really want? Tell me. Do you guys follow me?
Who's they?
The people that are truly in charge of this planet
I could see
absolutely do not want people.
Who are they?
All the people from the Bilderberg Group, the Rothschilds, the Illuminati, all of them. Okay? Absolutely. Think about it. Mark my words. You control the media, control the food, we're screwed.
I can see it going both ways. If it got really bad, I think that some regulatory agencies could say that backyard chickens are too irresponsible.
There you go.
Or
God forbid the people.
Well,
God forbid the people.
I could see that.
Absolutely. Oh, they love that. The last thing they want is to not be able to tax our eggs. Are you kidding me? That's why moonshine's illegal.
That's why I don't have any chickens.
You have a bunch of chickens. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's just, I mean, it seems to be affecting business and corporations more than it's affecting me and Kristen, who used to not have chickens and clearly has none now.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
That's all I'm
and
saying.
I'm with you, and I would love for it to stop there.
I would love for more people to get into backyard chickens,
right?
And just I would love for it to be.
Absolutely. More and more people.
Yeah.
We need to continue to be responsible for ourselves. Not
gardening, less lawns.
And it goes to show how sensitive factory
Chickens.
farming can be.
Outdoor classrooms.
Because of the situations. Now, on the flip side, because I would love to continue this conversation, but guys, let me know what you think. Now, what it was
Don't
also,
we have a T-shirt to give
what
away
was
or
also
something?
in the news? Did you watch the news this morning?
No.
Okay, and I know this is coming from a guy that doesn't believe the news. I'm obsessed with the news. I know. We have to talk about that real quick.
No,
what
really.
What was some good news that came out this morning? This is huge. Did you guys catch it?
I don't know. There was an earthquake in New York City.
Honeybees are making I heard that. I haven't had a chance to.
My friend is in the city, and she said it shook her building. She's in Tribeca.
Honeybees are making a huge comeback.
Yay!
That is huge.
Well, that is good news.
Yeah, we lose the honeybees, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Screwed.
Yeah.
So that is huge. I'm so happy to hear that because I tell you, the news has been awful lately. Okay, so it is.
And just on that note, because I have to say something, but honeybees are very important. But all bees are important because the honeybees, I don't even think are native to the United States for the most part. Most of the bees that the bees that are pollinating all sorts of crops and foods, and even wasps and stuff like that. And when people don't realize that a majority of the bees actually live in the ground. So if you keep fertilizing and putting pesticides and stuff on your lawns and things, you're actually killing colonies of bees. It's why we don't see fireflies as much. I mean, I do at my place, but other people don't. They always say, oh, the fireflies are gone. Well, that's because you're putting all these chemicals. They live in the ground. So all the bees are good, but it's great to hear about the honeybees because there was a lot of honeybee collapse.
There was, especially with that
good
mite.
news.
Yeah, there's a mite that is just annihilating. They're causing hive collapses, and it's very, very scary. And I've actually talked to someone, it's a customer of ours, that actually is learning. They're doing research on I think it was the reproduction of honeybees up in the air or something like that. It was fascinating. She was explaining the whole mite thing. But Ingrid's exactly right. It's bees in general are really known as great pollinators, but even wasps.
Yep.
Why is that different? Because a wasp is a carnivore, but they still have to have certain foods to get the energy, like sugars, from the flowers to go hunt down the insects or whatever it is they're going to use, like mud daubers or whatever, where they paralyze spiders. So it is fascinating. And without a doubt, honeybees started to plummet in numbers when a new product came out, fipronil, and you can look it up. The transfer effect of this insecticide was so good. If you were a social insect, you were screwed. We stopped using it because we lost callbacks. It was fascinating. It was designed for termites.
Matt used to be an exterminator.
Yeah, right. All right. Anyways,
and
all right,
Cheryl also said the fireflies are disappearing due to spray for mosquitoes, which, I mean, Matt and I we've discussed this on the show too. This whole thing about spraying the mosquitoes, like as if it's going to distinguish between other. It's just going to keep the mosquitoes out and it's not going to hurt any other bugs. And I remember Matt saying a long time ago about exterminators when they love to say it's all natural and it's only going to hurt this bug. And as you were pointed out, how it doesn't distinguish between.
Hell no.
Yeah.
It's going to kill anything that comes in contact with.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes, I mean, listen, that's the most dangerous animal on this planet, and we got to be careful. But let's not contribute to their reproduction with stagnant water, which I know is easier said than done. I did not like doing mosquito work. The amount of, we would have to break out thermal foggers, and we would fog during the daytime when the mosquitoes are hunkered down. They're hidden into the shady areas because they don't want to be out in the middle of the day with the heat. That's why they're always in the morning. They're at night. We would fire up these thermal foggers and just blast these the edges of the bushes in the forest and just kill, I'm sure, billions of mosquitoes. Yeah, but it's going to kill everything. It's going to kill whatever's in there, and I hated that.
Oh, Francine reminded us, put up bat houses for mosquitoes.
Yes, and I have always been a huge fan of bat. I refuse to do bat work and honeybee work, but yeah, bats. I mean, I love when animals have a job.
I know, and that's the thing. If you create the right ecosystem, it's not that I don't get bitten by mosquitoes because they love me, but you have this right ecosystem in your yard. So you have mosquitoes, but I also have bats flying around, and I have hoverflies and all the other things that do all the things that they need to do. Is instead of making chemicals, because if you have the right ecosystem, you do have bugs.
Right, and not to mention too, there is something I used to sell, and if you guys hate mosquitoes, listen to what I'm about to say. I'm sure I've talked about this on the show. I rather focus on what is the part of the mosquito that's the pest? It's the biting. So if you can block their sensory organ, the part on the body that they use to know that you're a mammal, they won't bite you. They can still fly around. Who cares? It's that when they bite you is when they become a pest. There is an inhibitor I used to sell that would block them picking up on the heat and the CO2, because that's how they know you're a mammal, and worked like a charm, and it didn't affect any other beneficial or really any other pests or beneficial organisms.
I wonder, here's a science experiment for me. Since mosquitoes love me, and because I had my
everyone loves you.
No, my nose fixed, so now I won't be such a mouth breather when I'm outside because I can breathe through my nose now. Maybe they won't bite me as much.
Interesting. I
We'll
hope
have to
that
see.
works.
Yeah, so people, it's a myth. People are like, oh my gosh, they're eating me up because of my perfume. No, if you take a heat image of someone, the people that get eaten up are the ones that look like a giant glowing food source of the mosquitoes. And other people are very cold to the touch. And yes, if you're giving off a lot of CO2, you're heavy breathers, you're going to have a higher chance of getting eaten up. Question. All right, so let's get into it. Questions.
Yes,
Why don't my chickens eat fire ants? They eat everything else. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen our chickens eat fire ants.
I don't think they do.
Probably because they don't like the sting.
I think ducks do. That's one of the benefits to having ducks is ducks eat more bugs than chickens do. Chickens do eat a lot of bugs, but they can be a little picky.
I've seen my chickens jump up for flying bugs.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I got a video. Christopher and I got a video. I was in the middle of an interview and I'm looking out the window. I see one of our chickens just go running with a snake hanging out of her beak. And then sure enough, the other 4 or 5 chickens come running after her. I was like, Christopher, we got to get out there. We got to get a camera. Yeah, they are picky, and it's amazing what you will see them eat. But the question is, why don't they eat fire ants? So let's assume they don't. Why?
Ask a chicken.
Do they bite?
They sting.
They sting.
They can bite. They got mandibles, but
I love how you always know the distinction. That's what I love about you being a bug guy.
Thank you. It drives me nuts when people are like, "Oh, I'm getting bitten by fire ants." No, they're gonna. You technically are, but that's not what you're feeling. They clamp down with their mandibles so they can drive that stinger. I've seen it on a microscope. It's awesome.
Was it your own finger?
No, but yeah. Anyways, I got so many. I got so many bug stories.
You think it's something that's the evolution took care of that? Like they get stung by it, so they know not to bother with those things?
No idea, but there's got to be a reason.
Maybe they're not very tasty.
Maybe they don't have good texture, like Dr. Crespo
Right.
said.
Maybe they can taste the poison.
Yeah, that is a question for one of our experts, our vets, because I wonder, and maybe you guys out there have an answer to that. I don't know. Honeybees are not native pollinators to North America.
Yeah.
That's interesting because there's the American honeybee, isn't it?
They were brought in. Somebody had mentioned they brought
European,
the
European honeybee. That's it. I was gonna say that's
Ingrid, here, let's put this one in. It says Ingrid is correct.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, let's read that again. Ingrid is correct. Matt, can you read that? Can you see that? Come on.
I didn't know that because I got thinking. I was like, wait a minute. There's American. There's American honeybees, but it's right. It's a European honeybee, and then there's the African honeybee, and it's when they bred those two, escaped. Give me a break. Escaped, and then now we got the killer bees.
Well, this is how we have to stop like being irresponsible with animals.
Is it irresponsible or is it plans?
Well, what about Florida where they have all those like or snakes that have come in from other?
Oh, people let them go.
Stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a huge fan of the reptile hobby, that pisses me off so much.
Yeah.
Not to mention, my neighborhood had the spitting cobra. Was it the spitting cobra that was?
Yeah, that's like Raleigh folklore right there.
I know. It's right.
I've never heard that.
You didn't hear about the spitting cobra?
You were in the neighborhood, maybe.
Yeah, it was this kid.
You didn't know? That was actually Christopher. No, that was Christopher's snake.
Was it you?
Yes, that was his cobra, Jenny.
That's why you had to leave the country, isn't it?
Oh, speaking of Jenny, are we going down to the home show to see Jenny and Dave Mars do a surprise visit?
I don't know. I thought
that would be fun.
That was pretty cool to see our chicken coop on a commercial, local here. Okay, moving
Did
on.
they show the chicken coop?
I wanted to tell people that there was a cobra that got loose in Raleigh.
Yes,
not too long ago.
It
so
was
that
a
was
spitting
to finish
cobra.
Up, finish up. So there were sightings, and it was exciting for a little while.
I think I did hear that actually, but I almost stepped on a huge copperhead 2 days ago.
Yeah, well, that's
about a foot away from me.
What is it with copperheads in your neck of the woods?
They're
everywhere.
We have a lot of woods.
I feel like there's been more and more.
I have yet, knock on wood, to see a copperhead, and we're surrounded by woods.
Oh, they're there. You just can't see them.
And that's what it is.
Oh,
is
they're there.
So
three times my dogs were bitten by copperheads.
Right.
Yeah,
I had one right on my patio.
And I do think Gus might have gotten bit. He came in and his whole leg was swollen up like within seconds. All right, moving on. If you guys got questions, let us know. We are live April 5th, 2024. We do need to talk about the future of VCL.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that was an awkward silence.
Yeah, it is awkward
I am going to be busy for a little while. I'm not sure how long, and I won't be here. I'm not sure if you guys are going to continue VCL. I'm not sure if we're going to take a hiatus, but we do need to talk about that. And if our camera freezes up again, we got about 30 minutes left of this show. Let us know what your questions are.
So Mike says that the fire ants are too spicy.
That would make sense.
What Gina says, one of my chickens sucked down a copperhead.
Ooh, must have been a little copperhead.
Yeah, must have been a baby.
Which is weird because the young ones have no venom control.
Right, they're the ones that are going to nail you,
Yeah.
but maybe the fangs, that's interesting. I mean, I almost stepped on a copperhead here at the building. Just missed it.
Yeah.
And it is that time of year. Those babies are coming out.
Yeah.
Leo had a snake. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. You threw it back in the woods.
Matt is right. Oh, I can read that part.
Oh,
wait, I don't see it.
Dig into the reason for the
Ingrid scrolls and scrolls. Oh, it's gone. I'm sorry.
Well, I can't find it. What?
Murder hornets. Yeah, we got those big ones from China. I can't wait for the massive cicadas outbreak this summer.
Oh, I like cicadas.
I do too. They actually are. I know they're a pest, but I love watching them.
It just feels like summer.
Mr. Fahey, we had an extremely wet and warm winter, causing mold to grow on the SS roof to the coop. SS
Stainless steel.
Yeah.
I think that's what he means.
What do you recommend for cleaning that won't cause staining or discoloration? Grow on the, but I don't think that
He's got a galvalume roof.
Okay, it's galvalume. Okay. Mold to grow on the roof. What do you recommend for cleaning that won't cause staining or discoloration? It's funny you bring that up, and I'm spitballing right now. I'm not saying it's my official answer, but we're going to be power washing this building very soon and painting it. Thank God.
Are you using the supplies that you bought out of the back of the truck today? Was that your justification?
I got a hell of a deal. I am very
well,
happy.
we gotta put it to use.
Our Sherwin-Williams rep said the best thing for washing a building, even if there's mold, is there is the Sherwin-Williams, of course, Simple Green product. And it's not hard to remove mold. What I think is more important is to talk about what do we got to do to prevent it. And we know mold loves warm, moist areas. And I don't know. Obviously, he has, like he said, wet and warm causing. But there are products you can apply to the surface to prevent the molds. And that's a whole nother story, which I'm not going to touch that one. But I would say to clean it, even just a simple power washing will remove it. You probably don't even need a green.
The roofing is probably the easiest place to get rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
metal.
probably, and who knows what it, I mean, it could be mildew, it could be tree litter.
Oh, yeah. And I
it could
want
be
to
just
learn
a
that.
stain.
I want to learn.
Or a combination of all that.
Right, how to identify molds. And when we had a mold specialist here recently, it's a customer, and I was picking his brain. It was fascinating to listen to him. I almost wanted, we should have him on the show because he was explaining how mold is everywhere. And if it finds a home, it finds a home. It's like, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world, where a lot of people think it's the end of the world. And obviously it can be unhealthy. And there's all kinds of molds that aren't necessarily bad, you know? However, what I was going to say is, and here's why, we could power wash this building and clean it. And again, I hate waste, especially water. So where some people may argue, oh, don't use a cleaning agent, that's bad for the environment. There could be truth to that. But also, if you use something like Simple Green, which I believe is supposed to be, non-toxic to the environment, it helps reduce the amount of water you need to use to power wash. So just an interesting point there.
So how do I get rid of that caked on North Carolina pine pollen that's on my
you
roof
don't.
of my
You wait till the next rain.
You wait till it rains.
You can use mayonnaise, I think.
It's caked on there though.
Or like rubbing alcohol.
Miracle Whip? Wait, what? Mayonnaise? What are you? What?
Yeah.
Mayonnaise on
gets
what?
rid of the
We're gonna make
So,
a coop sandwich.
just
That
so-
sounds
Sap,
yummy.
on sap.
Well, no, it's not. You know how North Carolina, even though we're in Raleigh's the city of oaks, but it's tons of pine, so we get that pine pollen, which that yellow coating that's just awful. Like it was so high the other day. The highest recorded was 3,500, whatever the units
Parts
are.
per
Right. It was 5,000.
Wow.
New record. It was like you could taste it when you went outside. So that just the cakes on the metal roof. So
pollen?
Yeah.
Well,
pollen.
the rain will take care of that.
Okay. You know what? And Mr. Fahey, I didn't actually answer his question yet. What can you use that won't cause staining or discoloration? So I don't know.
We should check with the manufacturer.
Absolutely. So I would love to reach out to our rep.
Couldn't you just use like one of those like little pressure washer nozzles that you can get? That's not a total pressure washer, but the little nozzles you can do on your hose attachment. You should be able to just get
I would use a
that.
40 degree and just like you use on a car wash.
Yeah.
And it'll remove it and won't cause any dust discoloration or staining.
Yeah. Oh, here we got a question.
Yes, I love it. If you guys have any questions, please put question. That way it pops out in front of everything.
I didn't even vet these out. I'm just throwing them in there.
I know, because you just scrolled all over the place. I want to get back to where the lady said Matt is right, and then
I think it was lost. I think it got deleted.
Yeah. So go ahead, Matt. Why don't you read?
Jojo asks, I have a coop that is 10 by 6 foot. Okay, 10 foot by 6 foot. I have 11 chickens, and I'm over, right? If they use caps, that's yelling, no matter what. Buying pine shavings, and I want to buy hemp. Speaking of that, I got to bring something up. I'm getting there. Just for the coop, hemp, just for the coop, how many bags would I need to order to start? Okay, great question. We get this question all the time, and I promise you, if you have not used hemp, you have no idea what you're missing. Once people make that change, they never go back. So 10 by 6 hen house is what we're going to call it, with 11 chickens. So that's important. We got the size, but we also know the nitrogen load with 11 chickens. So that's a huge coop, and I'm going to assume hen house. And that's pretty big for 11 chickens because our 4x6, you could do 12. And we've learned that gives you the right size diaper for the hemp. So obviously the bigger the diaper, the longer you can go without having to tend to it. And I might be changing our script a little bit from a lot. We've been really nose deep, especially this one, with the hemp and especially our newest formulations and how the high quality it is. We used to say, start out with 4 to 6 inches, right?
Right.
I don't think we need to. And I think you started saying that, right?
Right.
It might be too deep.
Yeah, 6 inches is
it's
not
hard to
necessary.
utilize it all.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be wasteful. You don't want to be wasteful. So let's do some.
I think, how many did we put into this coop out here? Was it 2?
I don't.
I think it was 2.
This is why thank you.
It was 1. I'm new here, so are we live on Facebook?
I don't know. Are you guys watching?
I don't know. We can't tell. We don't have any icons to tell where people are.
I thought we put 2 out there. It was only 1?
Poor Niner. She's trying to finish up the year.
Christopher, do you remember?
For the clean out?
Yeah.
See, I'm not the only one that can't remember anything.
I think it was 1.
Oh.
But I know you took out more than 1.
Oh, yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah, I don't think we're live on Facebook. It's probably because they can't hear us.
Well, if we're using 1 bale for a 4x6, that would be a little more than double the size. So I would go with 3.
Yeah, I would
to
say
start.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, calculator.
Start with 3.
Got distracted.
I already answered the question.
You did? Okay.
You got
all right,
squirreled?
now I'm ready. Now I need a pen. Can I have that pen, please?
Where you didn't bring your pen to class?
Definitely not live on Facebook.
What the? 100 people on YouTube. Thank you. How you guys doing? We are live April 5th, 2024. Thank you for being here. Hit that thumbs up button for us if you have any questions about chickens, chicken coops, or anything at all. I love an oddball question.
Are we still doing shots when you say the date?
Ingrid tells me to make sure I do that. Okay, so we got... Where'd the question go?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I answered it.
Because this is important. You sure? All right, so 10 by 6, so that's 60 square feet, right? Mm-hmm. And then how many, what do we say? So do we want to change our answer? Instead of saying 4 to 6 inches, 2 inches?
I'd say 2 to 4.
I might put something on the bottom of the hen house before you only do 2 inches because the chickens are going to scratch through that and poop on the HDPE or Acre.
That's a good point. But that won't hurt it. That's okay, though.
It's not going to hurt it, but I've advised customers to maybe put down some of those brown paper bags that everybody's storing up.
Why? They don't need it. What the hell?
No, that's going to get...
My head just exploded. What do you mean, Non?
Like when you do crafts at the countertop, because they say that they want to keep it clean, right? I get it. When the chickens kick all the hemp around and there's a bare spot of HDPE, if somebody poops there, it's going to get a little stuck. If people don't like the stuck poop, then I advise them to maybe put down like a brown paper bag.
Yeah, I think it's
to crap on.
I guess if they're concerned, but I wouldn't go to that trouble.
That's
I've never seen the chickens stay in the hen house.
Yeah, mine don't really. I mean, occasionally I'll see them moving it around 1 or 2, but it's very rare that I see them even scratching in there.
So I'm going to say 2.
They just leave.
I'm going to say 2. What was your answer?
3.
3. Yeah, 3 for how many inches?
She just said 3 to get 3 and then maybe do 2 and see if you need to add to it.
Yeah.
I don't think everything's absolute.
Says to start out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So starting out, you're saying 3 bags for a 10 by 6?
I'd say 3 bags.
Okay.
And she may be able to use 3 bags for an entire year with 11 chickens.
Yeah. Believe it or not, that's the point, folks. So I have a lady I got to call after the show, and I am adamant about getting people that have horses using the hemp bedding. Boy, that is a tough one. And the benefit of using hemp is it lasts so much longer. So you'll actually save money in the long run, especially if you factor in the health of the chickens and you factor in your time. So our final answer is 3.
Yes.
I just think we don't need to say 6 inches anymore.
No.
I think 2 to
I'd
4.
Say we can go with 4.
2 to 4.
Let's do,
4
instead
inches.
of doing 2 or 6, we can go with 4.
East Stormy has a question. East Stormy, how are you doing today? I saw a video that someone had lightly covered an egg that lost its bloom with food-grade coconut oil. Myth or fact? I'm not understanding.
Maybe that you wouldn't have to refrigerate it. Like that would act as the bloom.
I wouldn't do it. No. If it's lost its bloom, it's been washed off, then it's just put it in the fridge.
Just eat it.
Yeah.
Because the minute it loses its bloom, you can introduce all sorts of bacteria into it that way.
I don't know. That's interesting.
You can't replace it.
I have a building question for Matt. All right, finally a building question. How long is each 2x4 for that makes up a truss for a 6-foot wide Carolina Coop? And also, what is the height of the framing filler piece for the automatic chicken door?
Go ahead with your answer, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that answer, to be honest with you. I know my shop does, but I don't know that answer off the top of my head. If you're building your own coop and you're looking to make a truss for a 6-foot wide coop, you just got to do the
do the math.
What is that theorem? Pythagorean's theorem.
Okay.
You know, and then you got to calculate your tail. How long do you want your tail? How far do you want it to drop down? And then the framing, it depends on your pitch. So it depends on what pitch you want is going to tell you what your blocking, your freeze blocks are going to be between your rafters or trusses.
So we should have been paying attention in algebra? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. So there is a calculation to it. I don't know it off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But there is no rules. That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. If you're building a chicken coop, there's no rules to what pitch the roof should be. But what I want you guys to think about are the things that maybe you aren't thinking now, especially if you're brand new to it. And that is, think about the function of the egg hutch. Think about the function of the doors. Think about the function of the windows. Think about you got to keep your chickens safe. Okay? Think about the deep litter system. Think about how important it is that you cover your entire run. These are all things people don't think about. And then think about you want to be able to walk into your run.
Totally. And I don't even need that much room, but it's nice.
What is the best treatment for curled toes?
Yeah.
That caught your eye, didn't it?
Well, I'm sorry.
You and your toe fetish.
No, here's the problem.
I mean, there's nothing worse than a fifth toe than curled toe.
No, here's what's sad. Here's what we get to look forward to.
You want me to take my shoes off?
As an exterminator, I had to
I'll
do
take my shoes off.
Are you polydactyl?
I had to do service in a lot of nursing homes. And I saw feet that people shouldn't see. And it's like a car wreck. You can't help but look. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you're going to be there one day.
That's what I'm saying. So I kind of started freaking me out. I didn't know. I saw toes do things they weren't supposed to do.
Yeah, time's not kind to the human body.
It really isn't. What is the best treatment for curled toes? So curled toes is for chicken?
Yeah, I would think that if a baby chick has that, and I've seen little splints.
Yeah, I have. I've done it. Tape them to a little little piece of cardstock or something.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to straighten them back out again.
First, tell us what curled toe is, please.
Well, you can show. I mean, it's
like their feet are usually
talons.
flat,
right?
But they're like curled up.
And they're walking around like this, like when they bound the Chinese ladies' toes, and
so
they're all like.
You have to and try to treat it early.
So what do? You take the toes, you kind of pull them out, and then you put them on like a snowshoe of cardboard.
Yeah, you just tape them.
Interesting.
On there
now, what causes curled toe? Come on.
Actually, it is during the incubation. There's something that goes wrong, and there's a table that says if your baby chicks have curled toes, it's like the temperature's too high or the humidity's too high or something.
Thank you.
Something went wrong during it. Typically,
that is fascinating.
Or I've seen the table.
Fascinating. There's so
much. Yeah, there's a whole table of chick issues, and it's probably not. There's probably some genetic component of that, so it's probably not 100%
right.
accurate,
Which is exactly why I wanted to crack open those eggs.
A generalization.
You can learn, and I know some people were grossed out about it, but I think
no one was more grossed out than you.
Yeah.
It's fake. It's for the show. I am tough as nails.
So I like this. Alex says, I'd love to be a brand ambassador if you don't have any.
What is a brand ambassador?
So we don't really use them, but I think that might be
Hold on. Work with me.
Well,
what is a brand?
I'm explaining. I'm getting there, as you would say.
Well, can you start with explaining what a brand ambassador is?
So they would be posting our products and things like that on social media. They would be kind of like what Kevin does for all different products.
Yeah. Well, we don't have that?
Well, we don't have anybody that so usually people to be a brand ambassador, you give them the products at a discount.
We do that now. It's just very far and few between because one, the coops are very expensive, very time consuming.
Yeah, she might be talking about even accessories and things like that.
Hell yeah. Let me know if you want to be a brand ambassador.
Alex, just email Ingrid at carolinacoops.com. And let's see if we can do something. Because that, I mean, if someone's posting a lot and they can tag us or she might already have a coop, I'm not sure. You know, we would love for people to kind of help us with our social media so it's not all on Christopher.
Someone said put a fan on the camera.
Oh, to
I don't
keep it
think.
from overheating.
Yeah, possibly.
We're like 15 minutes till D-Day.
Oh gosh, did Matt ever get into meat birds? I know he was thinking about it when he just moved with wife, but he was curious if it ever fell through, especially all the stuff with Tyson and Chick-fil-A and antibiotics. So I love meat birds, and you're gonna get some people are gonna get mad at me. I'm sorry. Welcome to life, okay? Who doesn't love eating chicken, especially day 7 keto diet? Ugh.
How's that going for you?
Not bad, to be honest with you, which tells me I don't think I'm doing it right. Listen, we have raised a lot of meat birds.
You're not miserable enough.
No, we have raised a lot of meat birds. We've raised a lot of turkeys, and I don't like killing an animal ever. But you know, there is a right way and wrong way to do it, and I definitely want to believe in the right way to do it. But the thing is, and I'm not sure if this is what the point they're trying to get to is, it is next to impossible to make the perfect coop structure for raising meat birds. Notice the word I said perfect. I so badly want to do that because I also see more and more people getting into that because it's not hard. It's actually very satisfying, if that doesn't sound gross. And it's a great way to, bond with your neighbors, bond with your family. There's just a lot of great benefits to raising your own meat birds again.
But back in the olden days, did meat birds grow like that? They didn't.
No.
They just genetically made them so that you get a quick yield and a lot
breeding.
of meat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You're
They're not. They're bred to be that way.
It's coming to me. It's coming. Freedom Rangers. Freedom Rangers are a very popular one where they're very chicken-like, but they are a multi-purpose bird. But they really love Freedom Rangers for meat. But if you really want to be efficient, getting broilers. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but they're so sad.
Yeah, they don't. They're nothing like an egg bird.
No.
It's almost like a humane thing to process them.
Wanda Williams said that hemp is worth every penny.
Oh, thank you.
Who said that?
Wanda Williams.
Thank you, Wanda. Yes. So, I wanted to talk about that today, especially if you have horses or know people that have horses. This stuff is amazing, even with horses. Matt is right.
Oh, you found it.
Dig into the reason for the last outbreak of the bird flu. Dig into the reason for the last.
Shell Bell, go ahead and tell us what that is.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's bad factory farming is usually what is the outbreak for most of these.
Interesting.
Animal viruses.
I just had to go back to that. I just got to make sure we talk about that. All right, so we are coming up.
We didn't even finish the Ingrid was right, but okay.
Ingrid is always right. That's what I love about you. That's why I keep you around.
No, I just have very strong
Someone said
opinions.
if Matt is gone, VCL will have the drama.
Yeah, there's no drama without you.
I am anti-drama. Can't wait to get my coop next week. Wow, he's been waiting a long time. And the excellent customer service. Okay, hold on. Can't wait to get my coop next week. A big thank you to Nan.
Oh, yes.
I would be that news anchor. He'll read anything that's on the teleprompter. I would be that
You're
person.
Ron Burgundy.
Yes, I love that movie. Thank you, whoever just smashed the thumbs up button. If you have not already smashed the thumbs up button, please do that. Big thank you to Nan and all the excellent customer service she and Carolina Coops provided. One word for your customer experience: outstanding. Thank you very much. Yes.
We would love a review. When you get your coop.
Please.
Anything.
I just hope he gets everything and everything goes well. I tell you, mass producing, man, you would think it's easy and it's not.
So that was her hen house that she was referring to, and her run is 8 by 14, and they have an acre for free.
Yeah, that's
Those
perfect.
sound like happy hens right
so
there.
that was a 10 by 60 square feet, and you're saying 3 bags. I would agree to start out. But the secret is...
Wait, would that mean that Kristen was right?
You're always right. Everyone's always right.
That doesn't sound right that we're always right, does it? That doesn't compute.
Okay, hold on. So just a quick point. So I clean vinyl and steel with Simple Green. So I've been a fan of Simple Green. But I am also a fan of just straight up power washing. But again, you don't want to be wasteful. So the idea, like when we're power washing this building, it's supposed to help speed up the process. So we got, want to keep our labor down, but also reduce water. So that's good to hear. Thank you for that, Rudy. Okay, sorry, moving on. I'm so happy to have a mouse back again.
Yeah, that's okay. I want you to be happy.
as always. 2 hens lay soft eggs. Don't know which 2. They have access to oyster shell. Remind me of that. We got new feed in, and there's this oyster shell formula. I've never seen that before, so I don't know if it's a gimmick, it's a new marketing ploy. Crushed eggshell, occasionally 18% protein food, which is right for your egg layers,
Sure.
right? Because you're, okay. Meals, worms, boss.
Black
what else
oil,
can I do?
Black oil, sunflower seeds. That's what boss is.
How do you know that? You're so
I
smart.
didn't know
I'm a
that.
farmer.
You're so
I'm
smart.
a gardener.
Ingrid.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, especially young hens.
Or old hens.
Or old hens, yeah.
So I had one sitting on there. She had some dried up poop on her butt, and I happened to open the egg hutch, and she was sitting on there, so I took that opportunity to clean that up. And she got up, and that was my big dark Brahma, and one of the eggs was like had little dents in it, so it was a soft shell. And I was like, oh, I'm glad she got up because she would have crushed that.
Oh yeah,
because she's a big girl. But it happens, and I don't even know which one did it. It was a light brown egg.
it does happen. And
Yeah.
let's just make sure that they have access to sunlight, because we have learned recently that they can't use the the calcium in the oyster shell unless they have vitamin D.
Wow.
102
sunlight.
people here. Thank you so much. We are 5 minutes away from hopefully not shutting down like we have the past 2 weeks. If we
5
do,
minutes?
I apologize. We may continue to go on. I'm not sure. But thank you so much for your questions. And yes, press that thumbs up button. Thank you so much. Deb, question. Run is 8x8 with extra 4 feet under the coop. All right, so we got, what's that? 8x12, right? Is what we would call it, because that does count. Have almost 1 box of your straw in there. So probably 1 bag.
Yep.
Okay. I'm assuming we're talking about the healthy straw. It is very dusty. Do I need to dig down the dirt and put more straw in? Straw be how deep? Okay, so listen. So I can tell you when it comes to the healthy straw, that's not what's contributing to the dust. I can promise you
Yeah,
that.
the
That's
straw isn't dusty. I
Right.
bet the dirt is dusty.
It's probably really, really dry. And I can tell you that's not a bad thing for starting out. I rather always deal with a dry problem than a wet problem. A wet problem is a nightmare to deal with. And I would say if it's very, very dusty, just go in there and spray it down a little.
Yeah, I people get worried about dust because they think of chicken lungs, but like again, we have to keep reminding people they take dust baths.
Yeah.
They like the dry
So
dirt.
true. So true.
You know, I think again we're anthropomorphizing chickens in a way like we don't want the dust because it's bad, and you know it's dusty. I mean, they're barnyard animals.
Yeah, and you wouldn't need to dig down or anything like that. I think it's fine.
This is the same person, right? Okay, and then my shed access the cleaning doors of the coop, and it's so dusty, dirty in the shed. Is there a way to eliminate? Everything has a layer of dirt on it. So
yes,
chickens are dusty.
Yeah,
Chickens are.
Yep.
And just keep that in mind.
Just be glad they're outside.
If you're, are you using hemp? Because I can tell you one of the things I love about the hemp bedding is it prevents a lot of what I guess I would call a normal amount of dust in a normal situation with using pine shavings or people that use sand. Oh my gosh.
They're still going to be dusty though.
Yeah, my coop's filthy. I mean, it really
mine
is.
too.
It's a chicken coop.
Fisherman Ryan says he'll be a brand ambassador too. You definitely already are. Yeah.
But that's true. We could.
Oh, look at that. Dawn says
He
you
just
look
wants a
like you
t-shirt.
lost weight, Matt.
I've lost about 5 pounds already.
Wow, look at you.
I ran. I have been running.
Running.
I went from the treadmill on the treadmill from walking Peloton. Okay, and they're not paying me to say this. It's a love-hate relationship. I don't know if anyone out there has used Peloton or whatever. It does work, and here's why, because they piss me off. If you are a competitive person and you're one of those people that just don't have the motivation to get in there and do what you want to do, Peloton is using that to their advantage, where it is a community, it is a group. You can do live classes or pre-recorded classes, but the point is you see your stats against everyone else in the world. And, of course, I don't want to come in last. So I'm like, oh, God. And they're like, all right, kick it up, 6%. I'm like, oh, come on. My leg's about to fall apart. It does work. So thank you for that. I am trying. I have.
Looking good, Matt.
Yeah,
good
right.
job.
Okay, thanks. Do the how-to videos from the earlier Carolina Coop days. How do you know when they're the earlier days? Matt didn't have hair. Apply to the Coops. Sold today. How to assemble the egg hutch video. They wouldn't hurt to watch them because if more than anything, this reminded me of another thing you got to make sure you remind me of. That helps, right?
No.
Pro tips. And that's why I can't wait to start doing videos of assembling even today's coops because our manuals are really done well. And I'm very proud of them. And we finally have the 8x manual. Have you guys seen it?
Mm-mm.
Of course, Evan, I told him, I said, you're not going on vacation until it's done. When you know you got it done before vacation. So that's all I got to do. It's awesome. But in those older videos, I guarantee you I am talking about pro tips, which I didn't call them back then, but it's just like, make sure you do this, especially the systematic way of joining, make sure everything's flush. So it wouldn't hurt to watch them.
Yeah, I mean, the structure is pretty much, the basics are there.
Yeah.
It's just we might have added things or little stuff.
They don't need to give every chicken antibiotics in mass. That's why they also grow bigger. Also, I'm trying to. I just want to.
I guess that was about the meat birds because I had made a comment
that that's genetics, right? They bred them so that they really grow fast. They grow so fast the feathers don't keep up with it, and they end up can't walk around. I just know that I have seen with my own eyes. I'm not saying this is true for every factory situation for raising chickens for eggs. It is so nasty that's why I know they have to use a lot of antibiotics to keep them alive.
Yeah,
it's very sad. But the outcome is we probably take it for granted. Thank God we have usually a constant food supply. And if you really think about it, if you're not questioning sometimes even how food can still be cheap, that's scary.
Francine says she purchases heritage breed chicken meat at our co-op. No Frankenstein chicken meat for her.
Kathy Stark said, I had one chicken laying soft shelled eggs for 4 months until we gave her a calcium pill for 4 days. Since that time, 1 month ago, she has not laid any more soft shelled eggs. I didn't know that we could give them calcium pills.
Yeah, be careful about doing that with the right. I don't want to just say that for people to just start giving their chickens Tums or whatever with calcium. I did give a chicken calcium supplement that was prescribed by a vet, and it was a drop. So, she also had a problem that, older chickens get anyway. So,
our dear friend Laura, she says she's late to the party. Welcome. Better late than never. Says she's cleaning out her coop this week. Added the hemp poo to our compost pile after a year. The hemp was dry. Mm-hmm. It's hard to believe, but that is a very true statement.
And I'm 2.5 years in with my last batch.
Christopher, we really got to exploit that. We have got to put a video out there that people are just like, there's no way. We have so much good information and a great product, and it's so hard to believe, like the deal I got for the show, that the deep litter system can work so well. Because if you think about it, a lot of people, especially that are thinking about getting chickens, but don't have to clean out their coop every week, you don't have to. And they're like, well, that crazy Matt over at Carolina Coops says I can go over a year. There's no way it's going to stink. It's not. But it's a common.
Customers who just came in that I was just with, they are new believers, and they walked out of here with 10 bales.
10 bales? Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Good job, Non.
Yeah, and
they
also
picked some up for sister-in-law.
Here's okay. So here's the other thing I want to do. If we ship hemp, if you buy a bale of hemp right now, and you buy it on our store, you're averaging probably $20 to $30 for shipping. It's outrageous, but that's when you're buying onesie twosies, okay? And that's still a good price if you really think about everything that has to happen. However, we've got to find people that can do like a co-op of buying hemp, because these rates, we had to run some shipping this morning. It's like $4 to $5 a bale if you get a whole pallet.
The underground hemp road.
Yes, there's a huge savings there.
How many are on a pallet, just for reference?
I think. Well, it depends on where you're sending.
Carrie's got to chime in. I want to say on average 36 bales we could fit on a pallet. So it worked out. And this is going to South Carolina, to be fair. I misspoke. We got a lady down there that wants
Is that for that horse?
Yes.
That would make sense.
I've used 3 brands of hemp, and Carolina Coops is the best hemp out of all 3. Thank you, Adam. Adam, what were the other 2, if you don't mind? I would love to know. It's not that I'm trying to beat them up.
But we worked hard at developing this hemp and picking this hemp and this grower and all this kind of stuff. We spent so much time in developing it. I'm happy when people have noticed a difference.
Thank you. Yes, because that's what you're buying. We're not out here trying to be cheaper than the next guy because it's not apples to apples. The cheap hemp, I'm telling you, it's meant for the hempcrete industry. They don't care about the premium. They don't care about how much dust is in it. But people I know are out there selling it, and they're selling it dirt cheap, and it's nowhere close to ours. So thank you so much for saying that. My suggestion for others with the egg hutch, swap out the nails for the wood pieces, number 6 screws. I'm curious what that's about. But speaking of all that, we have been doing some more, the next gen coop, no more nails, switching to screws.
I think that's what that comment was.
Yeah, all that is changing. The Acre is extremely strong. Did we get that on video? Where Eric and I went out there with pry bars trying to break it, and it's not going to break out in the field. Wow. You could obviously break anything with a crowbar, but it took so much strength, probably almost 100 pounds of pulling to break the screw joint.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said vinyl safe paint for the Acre. What about stain? Is that the same? Is there, because I don't know how stain is different. Is it vinyl safe stain?
Well, stain is meant to penetrate.
Right. So
can we do some tests?
We have. And I got to be careful because we have used stains that supposedly you're not supposed to use, and it's performed very well. I think what happens is there are possibilities of anything, and in this case, Sherwin-Williams is not going to put their stamp of approval on something that there might be a stipulation in someone's environment that might be different, but in general. So anyways.
But so I guess my question is, can you use regular stain on that?
It sounds like you can, but the
maybe we'll have to
manufacturer
just
doesn't endorse it.
Exactly, because of the PVC. So it makes sense. So yeah, we've done it, and the stain works. As far as visually, it looks just like regular stain. But what we got to worry about is how's it going to do in an exterior application. So we did talk about that when we had them on the show, didn't we?
Yeah, and I will put on our website the diagram that Chandler showed us on there, like what are the safe stains and paints that they recommend. You know, we'll have to direct people there.
I was gonna see how long can we stay still?
I
Pretend
know.
that we froze.
Stop. Don wants to know if there's a countdown.
I know. I was just reading that. Fisher Matt Ryan, how are you doing today, sir? If I want to repaint my coop, do I need to sand it, or can I just paint over the old paint? Excellent question.
Yeah, I thought so.
Matt used to be a painter. I used to have to paint houses. You believe that?
Oh, I got a house for you to paint.
Horrible work, especially up in the north because the winters just kill the paint. And you have a lot of these old Victorian homes. If you've never seen these paint jobs on these Victorian homes, it'd blow your mind. Okay, to answer your question, paint is all about bonding. And it's more important to make sure it's clean so you get a good bond. And if you're really worried about it, a rough sanding, like a 60-80 grit, it's going to put lines in it, but it's going to help continue the bonds. The most important thing is make sure it's clean and make sure you're not going over top of what's called dead paint. Dead paint means it lost the bonds, but you don't know that it's lost its bond until you touch it and it starts peeling and it bubbles. So just go over it and make sure that it's clean and bonding. And if you want to take the time to sand it, it won't hurt. But now you got to make sure you blow all that dust off because that can prevent the bonding. Here's something that happened recently. We have a customer down in Florida. She's got like 3 coops, I think, and they had the hurricane down on the west coast of Florida. Her coop was in 3 foot of water. And Ethan, to the rescue, is in Florida right now, and he's going to be stopping by on his way out to Miami to do a coop where we're going to be replacing some pieces of the replace some of the pieces of trim on her cupola. And the reason is it rotted. And it's the only part on her coop where she had these trim pieces rot. So she sent me pictures. And sure enough, what has happened, if you're not careful when you're painting your coop or painting wood, if it doesn't bond and water gets behind that paint, it is going to absolutely rot that wood. And that's exactly what happens. So one of the reasons why, again, I love a solid acrylic stain over a paint, but also why I'm like, once again, I am so thankful. I'm going to live longer, honestly, because of switching to Acre.
Yeah, I think it's going to prevent a lot of issues. And
yeah.
And isn't it true that he doesn't have to sand if it's a stain? You can just go right over stain, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You can if it's a stain and not paint, you can just go over it again. You don't have to do touch-ups. You don't need to sand it.
Okay,
remove
great point. I meant to mention that.
So
Thank you
he
for,
may
No, Matt's is painted.
Yep. So if you
He's
are
got a white coop.
but it could be a solid acrylic stain. So we do need to be careful.
Okay.
Ours look like paint, but they're
stain and
solid
paints
stain.
don't want to mix. So you need to call us. No, we wouldn't have shipped his coop painted. If I remember correctly, this is going
No,
way
he
back.
painted it.
Yeah. So yes, just you make sure you use the same product. If you were going to put a stain over top of a paint, yeah, you got to sand all that off.
And he says he hates painting. Matt, just clean it.
Or call us. We'll come out and paint it. I mean, there's going to be a price tag to
Clean.
it. Well,
just
maybe
clean
if
it.
we go on a hell of a fishing trip, absolutely. I haven't been to California in a long time. I don't know if I really want to go, though. Last time I was there, it was scary. Scary place to be. I remember those days. That's how I caught onto your product, and it was great to watch you grow. Thank you.
Oh, that's so nice.
I was one of the volunteers to early in the VCL days. Yeah, it was fascinating deleting. I didn't realize we have all our recorded shows on this computer. I went all the way back to when we were doing this, and I was in the back of the camper, and you're at your house in Raleigh, and I was down in Florida. It was nuts. Question.
This is for Kristen. We only are allowed 6 hens at a time, just like you, Kristen.
What hens?
Should we start with 2 or 3 and add each year, or get all 6 of them from the start? Worry about the hens not laying as they age.
Get 6.
I would say at least 4, because things happen, with chickens. So when they don't all live to the point where they don't all live to old age for whatever reason. So.
Mr. Fay, he says, I think Matt thinks of California as a silky state. It sounds like that. It does. I love California. I love to visit California. I could just never live there. It is a beautiful state. The weather is usually beautiful. The change from Southern California to North Carolina is incredible. California's our busiest state. It's a different, huh?
You think?
Yeah, according to the numbers. I mean, I haven't seen last year's numbers. It'll be interesting. I know California is always been our busiest state. Texas and then Florida, North Carolina, whatever. But California, I tell you, when you go rent a car in California and keep the windows down, you will be broken into. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Well, also, Alyssa, I wanted to let you know with your question about the 6 hens that bantams don't count.
Right. And
yes,
sometimes if you can't see all,
they count. But in half, 0.5.
And if they're not all visible at the exact same time, do you really have 6?
Yeah. Is there someone doing a head count?
Yeah. I don't know.
And you could have permanent residents and visitors. So you have your 6 permanent residents in your chicken coop, and you might have some visitors. I mean, I don't know
how that chicken got there.
Yeah, I don't. They're migrating. They'll be here a little while.
Someone says just skip the whole Bay Area. I'm assuming she's talking about San Francisco, or that person's talking about San Francisco. And I love San Francisco, especially being a deadhead. Believe it or not. I mean, who doesn't love San Francisco? But man, I tell you.
So Adam
crazy
wrote
place.
which ones. This is in the different hemp he tried. So.
Okay. Focus, Matt. Focus. Okay, Adam. Thank you. Carolina Coops, best quality and amount of cubic square footage.
Yes, we are honest about ours.
This is borderline Bell. Okay, hold on, because that is so important, because the square footage, cubic footage, is a huge part of what we're always talking about. Because I want people to understand, you can't always go by the weight to really value how much you're going to get, especially when it's really, really dry. Eaton, okay quality, but not a lot of square footage for the price. Okay. Amazon, good square footage, but poor quality. I've never heard of Amazon good. Amazon is selling its own brand.
No, it's not. It must be somebody. There must be a company on Amazon.
We're on Amazon.
I know, but they're.
And we're on Chewy. Good square footage.
But poor, so that could be anybody.
Oh, Amazon, good square footage, but poor quality. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I would
makes sense.
I would love to know who that supplier was on Amazon.
It could be one of many.
Speaking of Amazon, what a tough business. People we sell a lot of our accessories, right, for our coops, especially on Amazon, and people buy them. Thank God this doesn't happen a lot, but it happens maybe once a week or whatever. They return it saying it's damaged, and we get it back. There's not a damn thing wrong with it.
They just change their mind.
It's because
it's
Amazon
a drop-down list.
Gives you it gives you weird. Some of them just changed mind or doesn't fit. They don't give you. You can tell it's all robots in that place because they don't give you answers that are appropriate. So, and they require a reason. Which one do you want? This one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I don't know what this means.
I learned at a wood seminar that you should always prime naked wood as soon as possible before exposing to ultraviolet light. The UV immediately starts to break down the lignins in the wood, which drastically must be. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. Once that wood is exposed to the outside elements, that can make things a lot more difficult, or it could make things better. Depends on what you're trying to do. But if you're trying to paint it,
this is the rest of his.
Affects its ability to hold paint, meaning you'll have to repaint much more often than with the lignins was intact. Yes.
Oh, so if you delay that first painting,
it's a nightmare. Now we've seen that. We've seen that with our coops. People leave. They don't paint. They leave it outside. Put it into action. They paint it a year later.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's a good spacing between roost bars? We get this a lot. The
spacing is so that your chickens aren't touching each other.
Right. It's almost like they always say, well, what kind of spacing? And I'm like, it's equidistant, but you also you don't want the butt hanging off the other roost bar.
Yeah, and honestly, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so here's the thing. Yes, we get this question all the time. And I don't recall what ours are.
I think about 15 to 18 inches is pretty good.
Some.
If they're level, you can get away with less if they're stair-stepped or stadium seating.
Yeah.
Something like that, but it's not an exact thing. It depends on the space that you have and how many you want to put in there. And if you're a collector or enthusiast, you might need to... But, I mean, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that.
No.
You just have cats.
We need to explain what your thought needs to be to make your own decision. We got to get into that habit. And
I just want to throw a number out there.
But and they're going to call me like, Kristen said 15, 18 inches, and there's no way, and I've had this problem. No, we got to stop that. Supposedly, okay? You don't want your chickens on 2 parallel roost bars able to be rubbing feathers all day, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't want your roost bar so close to a side wall that they're rubbing feathers on the side wall. So it depends on the size of your chickens, your size of your coop, and how many people you got. But yet they huddle up right next to each other. And depends on the design of your chicken coop, as long as there's enough space for them to hop up between it. Or, like you said, if you got bleacher style.
Yeah. Yes. There's all these different variables. And that's why we can't give like a set answer.
Right. I see another comment here. If you select damaged for the reason for the return, you don't have to pay for return shipping.
Yes, we do.
No, the customer doesn't have to, but we that's what I asked. Do we pay for it?
Someone has to, and I'm sure it's you.
It depends if it's FBA or MFN. It's
Yeah,
all
everything gets passed to the consumer. At the end of the day, the consumer is paying for it. But do we pass that on to the customer? Do we actually have to front it?
Amazon is not very friendly for the merchant.
Oh, not at all. Yeah,
So,
then they're going to start penalizing us if we don't keep up with stock.
Which is crazy because you can even be one below what they say is the stock. And if you have too much stock, you're getting charged extra in the warehouses. So it's really a money grab, and I'm not really sure why Amazon needs to grab more money. That's all.
Jeff needs a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Amazon has helped, whatever. It's a love-hate relationship with Amazon for sure.
And I want to point out Joel's comment here. I refuse to buy from Amazon. Will always buy from the manufacturer even if I pay more. And I wanted to mention that because we do prefer people to buy from us directly.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Yes, because we take
In case you're wondering.
We take a huge loss with Amazon, Chewy. When you can buy directly from the manufacturer, what happens is we are able to put more money back in our pocket. And when we're able to put more money back in our pocket, it helps us make decisions. It helps keep the jobs. It helps just continue to help that company grow. But the reason why we go on Amazon, go on Chewy, isn't so much to make money on it to sell our product. It's to get our name out there. It's brand awareness. So I see it as that loss as we're just paying for marketing.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's part of that. So people
measure the chicken from beak to tail. Add 3 inches so the beak is not up to the button.
The butt of the.
This is button. The button. The
butt
front
of the
hen.
hen.
And that's the distance between roost bars. Yeah, I mean that makes good sense.
Yeah. So get your birds on there and measure their beak to butt ratio.
Oh, that's interesting. Karsten, bring that in.
Okay.
He's always got good points. Matt, have you ever tried? Should we burn that hemp again? Have you ever tried having jute rope on roost bars go lengthwise instead of round and around? No. and I can't imagine what that would be like. But yes, you should be able to cover it quickly. I get the logic. I can see a lot of problems having that's going to happen. Speaking of rope wrap roost bars,
were we?
What are we? Huh?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Go on, Matt.
So, if you order an 8-foot rope wrap roost bar from us, because it has to go into a box and the bar is 96 inches, the box ends up being 97 inches. That 1 extra inch
costs us
means
so much money.
when you go to buy it, it's a difference of $30 for shipping or $200 for shipping that 1 inch. And then I got thinking about it. I was like, why are we doing them at 96 inches? Because most people that are buying the 96-inch rope wrap roost bars are probably cutting them down, because when you build, especially when you're siding it on the outside, you're using sheets that are 8 foot or 4 foot wide, depending on the direction. So most likely those dimensions are outside to outside, which is like how we do it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about shrinking them down to 93 inches.
Do it.
I'm all for that.
Do it.
Well, because I don't even want to sell them on on Amazon if we're going to pay $200 to ship them.
Well, we're not paying it.
Yes, we are.
What?
Because
the customer pays for it, but I don't want them to pay for something they don't need, especially if they're going to cut it off. What are you talking about? Nan, are you listening right now? Here we go. Yep, we haven't paused yet, notice.
I liked your Sears Roebuck catalog post.
That's what they don't see after the show. Ingrid's like, hold on, don't go anywhere. We got to get the thumbnail. We're like,
well, you are, but
I got to give you something.
I know.
Go ahead.
So everything is we have the shipping in there, but for some reason UPS charged us $200. So we paid that extra because it's free shipping on Amazon. So in those cases, we lost on those.
That's why Nicole is.
That's why she went back to UPS and said, "What the heck?"
Yeah. Nicole, poor Nicole. She's been
she's
gonna
great.
Have some hard. Oh yeah, it's phenomenal. She's got her own desk out there now. Did you guys see that?
I'll have to go visit
she's
her.
getting it. Yeah, we got her some new desks yesterday. Mr. Fahey again says, I have 3 roost bars in a 4x6 hen house. Now, interesting. Okay, because our 4x6 hen house comes standard 2, which I'm assuming his did. The girls all use 3 every night and still are huddled up. So the spacing of 3 roost bars can get a little tight on a 4x6, but I'm not saying it's not possible. You know what I mean? I think giving your chickens options. Think about it. Tree branches.
He doesn't have them. He doesn't have it packed.
Right.
I know that he doesn't, because he sends me his family newsletter, so I'm in the know. I know that he's not maxing it out. He's just giving them extra options,
which is good.
Options
Extra
in there,
room,
yeah.
king size bed, give them options. I mean, think about it. Trees have a bunch of branches, you know. What do chickens, how do they decide where to go? Okay, so we didn't freeze. This is awesome. We finally are going to do it.
I know. I didn't want to even bring attention to it.
It's probably
I didn't want to
because
jinx
we
it.
haven't talked about something. I think that's what happened. I bet you they froze us up last time.
We've talked about it.
But they do let us keep talking. That just freezes the camera. So we're doing good. Laura, can the roost bars be made to be screwed together when received like a pool table stick? Maybe not strong enough. You're exactly right.
Oh yeah.
It's the length right? It would be weak in the middle.
It's going to be so weak in the middle. If you think about, okay, do the math real quick. How much is our average?
What about mortise and tenon? Does that work? That's what I keep thinking. I keep picturing a mortise and tenon joinery in the middle.
No, we've talked about this before.
I wonder how good our audience is right now.
Oh no, is this another test?
Who? I'll give a free shirt. First person that will tell me the proper type of.
Are we running out of shirts yet?
No. Let me word this correctly. And don't get rid of Laura's comment.
I'm not. I'm looking at the.
There is a type of joint for.
I know it.
Joining 2 pieces of wood, like a butt joint end to end, but there is a type of joint that is very strong. The first person to say it, I'll give you a free shirt. But don't cheat.
Yeah, I remember you drawing that for me, but I forgot what it's called.
Because there is a way to do it. And okay, screwed together, yes, like a Q stick. And we thought about it. We've actually experimented with it. Here's the thing, especially on an 8-foot bar. Okay, how much does an average chicken weigh?
6 pounds, 7.
Would you got more midges? 8 pounds, right?
Yeah, 6 to 8.
Okay, so let's say 8 pounds. Okay, so you got your ones that are bigger, ones that are smaller. That's an average.
Rondelle, finger joint, dovetail, French cleat.
No. But thank you. Keep bringing it in. It's not a common type of joint.
Biscuit.
But don't cheat. I'm gonna know if you're cheating.
Biscuit.
Okay, what muskrat?
I don't know. It's saying biscuit.
Okay, so, how?
Scarf joint.
There you go. That's it.
Scarf joint.
Yes. Congratulations,
Wow.
Alyssa. If you're the first one.
Yes.
Scarf joint. It's called scarf joint.
What is that?
It's a fascinating joint, and it's the strongest joint that you can cut with a notch to join two pieces of wood end to end. It's just extremely strong. But if you look it up, it's a very complicated joint, but it would work. And I have thought about
I'm writing it down.
Buying a machine and it'll be a haunch.
She just watched a video talking about them, so she deserved that.
You did.
Ingrid
Yes, thank you.
at carolinacoops.com.
Ingrid.
Address. Stop it.
She just said it.
Ingrid at carolinacoops.com.
Ingrid.com.
No, and give me your shirt size and your address and your shirt preference.
Okay, so we've experimented with lap joints and couplers and all that. What happens is it's a lot for 8 foot, so 8 chickens. Okay,
Yeah, just cut it down to 93.
8 times 8, 64 pounds. Okay, that's a lot of weight, and they're hopping up on and they're coming down. I have not been in love with all the ways we've tried it. You can do it with a lap joint if you glue the hell out of it and do it right. But then we're at the mercy of the customers making sure they glue it right.
Right.
So we are trying to figure out a way to make it so you can't screw it up. One of the ways that did work, I'm not in love with it, is we actually hinged it. So if this is 2 boards and a hinge like this, say we put a hinge, picture a hinge on the inside, you go like this, it'll kind of squeeze against the end, and the hinge will hold it underneath. The problem is that's a lot of force. It's a lot of force, especially for 1.5-inch screws. Then a customer put it in, and the screw goes too deep, then their chicken's foot gets cut open. I mean,
You can't use like a coupler, or I mean, I guess that would also increase the price so much too with all the metal that you would have to do.
Absolutely. If you look at the scarf joint will work. But by the time we're done doing that, you just paid for shipping. I mean, so if we knock it down to 93 inches, problem solved.
Just do that.
Nice.
Yeah. But we did consider it. We have tried.
That's not fair. My memories. No, but that's awesome. I love that you guys are watching. Cause I don't know why in the world I would be talking about a scarf joint. I wonder what video that was.
She said, my husband and I have been bringing binging old videos all week, looking to get our first coop soon.
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. And thank you so much for watching the videos. We get those calls like you have no idea, Matt. My entire family have been watching your videos all weekend.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of Matt.
Yeah, and I went on my last car ride when I went to go visit my mom. I just looked through our VCLs for the one that had the most views, and the first one I came to with like 30,000 views or something was top 5 mistakes in building your coop, and I listened to it.
How did we do?
It was good. It was entertaining.
Isn't it? Do you ever listen?
Just on
do you
a
ever
card
listen
ride.
to it, Ingrid?
No.
I will do it. More than I'd like to admit, testing it, because it's usually like right after here when we go have lunch, and I'm checking for audio levels and things like that. But I do want to make sure it's entertaining for people.
I think those countdowns did really well, like the top 5, top 10 things to do when you're building your own coop, and mistakes not mistakes.
So we need to do more of that.
For your coop.
It makes sense. It makes sense. But I want to make sure, we're providing a good show. I don't want it to be boring. I listen to some podcasts. I'm like, oh, God, it's so boring. And this is real. None of this is scripted. You guys come in with surprises. You make me gag.
Sometimes there's no show prep.
There's zero. No, Ingrid does show prep.
Thank goodness.
Sometimes.
And sometimes I grab a chicken.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, Kristen, I don't know what to do. She's like, that's all right. I'll bring a chicken in my purse.
Less Matt now.
What? No, less Matt now.
Okay, hold on. Laura's question again. If you want to put the rope wrap on your bars, how would you clean it? You can. Okay. Very good question. And I know when we first came out with rope wrap roost bars, people were like, oh my gosh, you're going to get so dirty. How are you going to clean them? You're just going to harbor mites. But when you really think about it, you're actually making it. Well, okay, one, you should never have to clean your rope wrap roost bars. You should never have to clean your roost bars in general. Okay?
Yeah, the feedback has been that they stay clean somehow.
Right. If your roost bars are too close, then you probably will have to clean them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then if there is rope, I would just power wash it and then let it dry.
I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't power wash it
I'd use
either.
a little wire brush and just brush it off.
Or just hose it. I wouldn't power washing seems too extreme.
No, it's gonna mess up the rope.
Yeah.
So I got a power washer. I love this power washer.
Is that the one that you just bought off the back of a truck?
No, that one's really cool. I like a power washer. I just default to it. Yeah, you're right. You can probably use a regular hose, but you gotta let it dry out. The reason why I like washing the water, I don't want to get dust in here. I know histoplasmosis and other things you can breathe in. You got to be careful if you're cleaning it. I'm assuming you're cleaning chicken poop off, and if it's dry, you got to be careful what you're breathing in. And then let it dry. Here's the thing about the natural rope fiber that I was trying to get to. It'll change a lot when it gets wet, and actually when it dries out, it can actually shrink even more and actually almost kind of shrink wrap that roost bar. So don't freak out if you do wash your rope. You know what, Christopher, add this to your list. Let's just do a video on this. I haven't done it with the jute. I've done it with the manila. Oh, crap.
On cleaning roost bars.
Yeah, just make sure you're listening. He's falling asleep over there. I'm just kidding.
And Bruce Fahey says, I have both in my coop. Rope wrapped stay way cleaner.
I have both in my coop too.
Which one stays cleaner?
I don't know. I can't see up there. I'm too short.
Good answer.
I mean, seriously.
Ingrid, you have just won yourself a t-shirt.
I have never got a chance to stand next to Ingrid without her shoes on.
That's not true.
Is this more about the toes?
No, this is more about Ingrid and I.
No, I am tiny. I am very short.
I love how short she is because I think it's so. I know. I can imagine you hate it. It's very unique. And she always has like these best shoes where it's like, okay, they're like high heels, but they're not high heel sneakers or whatever. But I was always like, I wonder how short she really is, because
I'm just shrinking too. That's the other cruel nature aging thing. But I can't reach anything. Like I'm in my kitchen in my bare feet, and I'm like, I can't reach anything.
Lightly with Saturday lime. Yeah, you can mix in the Saturday lime. I think she's saying. Laura's got a lot of questions, but she definitely was late to the. So we got. I want to try to. Okay.
All right. Laura,
sorry. Got another question. Don't be sorry. I love it here. We didn't freeze. My 3-year-old hens have long toenails. Oh,
do you have a picture, Laura, that we can share with Matt?
I'm trying to drug Gus. What is the secret with clipping toenails on a dog?
Oh my God!
Isn't it trazodone?
I've given him almost 300 milligrams, and he'll go to sleep about 5 minutes. He's back up.
Oh. Yeah, no, they'll overpower that. It's bad. I know. Apparently you're supposed to like do it a lot with their feet when they're puppies.
Absolutely.
And it's really hard. And I had Murphy, the dog that I just lost. Sometimes he was so like anxious at the vet, no matter how many drugs, they would just have to completely sedate him. And then they did everything. Look at the teeth.
I'm gonna have to do with
look
Gus.
at the toenails.
He's got, it's called a dew claw. That's on, I think it's starting to curl back into his leg. And I'm like, oh, I gotta take him to the vet. He will not let me touch his feet. Yeah. So we did that when he was a puppy. I think the groomer really pissed him off one day. All right, back to Laura.
Should we show the video of the peanut butter on your head?
Did I tell you guys about that? So I tried the peanut butter trick. Yeah, we'll do that for
Encore.
So I wrap my head with saran wrap, and I put a big chunks of peanut butter. I mean, a ton of peanut butter. Gus is a big dog, right? And he's a Bordeaux. So if you guys can picture this, he drools a little bit.
I noticed.
It was literally raining.
He starts drooling, and it's all over my face. I'm like, I didn't get safety glass. I can't see. This is before I even start on his nails, right? So I'm trying to go in there with his nails, and I don't know if I was using a cutter or a grinder or something, just trying to let him see if he'll let me touch his feet. And then he just snaps and bites my head.
Well,
snarfed. He is scary. He knows how not to bite, but he knows how to say, dude, get away. That is enough. I'm like, oh, I'm good. And it happens within a millisecond, so it didn't work.
Yeah, I use peanut butter on the tiles, and they even have peanut butter mats for like bathing my dog. Because you can just put her in there and she'll just like start licking, and then she doesn't. But anyway.
Anyways, 108 people. Thank you for being here. Keep smashing that thumbs up button. We didn't freeze, which is awesome. So Laura, okay. Is it harmful? So you're going to take some chicken toe. Wait a minute. They shouldn't have long toenails.
They don't free range.
They're not free ranging.
Yeah,
I clip them.
Oh, there you go. They do not free range. I was going to say, should I? Oh boy.
I've noticed that my broody bantams kind of have long toenails. They don't get around as
I also
much.
have, they have that nail in the back.
Yeah.
Right? So my Easter egger that I've had for over 6 years, who still is deathly afraid of me. Because she has one of those, like you were describing Gus's dew claw. It just really is thick, and it just kind of, and I just left it. I mean, she's not going to let me touch her anyway. But I don't know. I don't know how long it has to be harmful. If they can still do their chicken stuff, I think it's fine.
Yeah,
I would think so too.
And I would agree. If it's not hindering them, I'd leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do more harm by trying to
Yes.
do stuff that they don't.
Did I
so-
win the T-shirt? Muscarero?
Who are you looking at? Oh.
I don't know. Who did? Someone did win a T-shirt.
Alyssa.
Yes,
Scarf
Alyssa
joint.
did. For the
She was the
scarf joint.
first one?
Yes, she
I
was
did
the only
say,
one.
I did say.
Without going over.
that I didn't go back.
Yeah, Alex
Queen
wants.
Bee, listen to Kristen.
Wait, where's
He
that?
not only hold on, my hubby was
Wait,
also
wait,
reluctant. Thank God we
what-
listened to
what's this one?
Kristen. He not only loves them, brags about them, shares eggs with
So can
coworkers.
you read that again? Because the podcast, please.
Yes. My Queen Bee says, my hubby was also a reluctant. Thank God we listened to Kristen. He not only loves them, brags about them, shares eggs with coworkers. We are also happy we listened about getting a larger coop.
Excellent. That is a true statement.
Yeah.
We see that all the time. The more reluctant a spouse is, the more they're going to fall in love with the chickens. I promise you. If you are having that problem right now, call us. I guarantee you buy a coop from us, your reluctant spouse will turn into a, what would we call it? What's a good term for that? What's the opposite of reluctant?
Eager,
Mm-hmm.
supportive,
I might have to AI this.
Enthusiast?
enthusiast, chickenista.
I don't know. Ben, why are you saying whiskey?
Whiskey.
Clear.
Enthusiast. Susan says. Oh, asking about what you're drinking.
Oh.
That would be vodka.
I want to do a Friday night show where we drink. Can we please do it? I think people would love it.
Why don't we do it on a Friday at noon?
I can't drive home.
Yeah. Oh,
drinking.
perfect. I have never
you
got
and Christopher can carpool.
and I've mentioned that, and she's like, no. I mean, I hired Christopher because I knew he was near you, so you guys could carpool.
He doesn't live near me now.
Would you move? And I was kidding about that statement. Would you move?
No, he grew up near me.
I live like 4 minutes away from her now.
Oh.
See, perfect. You guys can carpool every single day. We're going to be talking about that. My engineering husband brags about the look-alike Carolina Coop, not our chicken. I still do prefer Carolina Coop. Interesting.
A whiskey for Gus. That's what Ben was
whiskey
saying.
for Gus.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think getting a dog drunk, because I know I've trazodoned Murphy, and he can just. I even gave him Ace. Ace is like roofie for dogs, which I'm.
What is?
It's called Ace. That's a short term for the drug, and it's kind of like the dog is aware of what's going on, but they just can't react. It's like I said, it's like a roofie for dogs, and I don't particularly like it, but that might work for Gus.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know how much
That's what
Ace you would
need.
I'm
need.
just going to keep upping his milligrams in trazodone.
I
He's
don't
got
think
to go to
so.
sleep. Or I'm going to have him sedated. One
I
of the
think
two.
you need to just take him to a
Yeah.
full vet thing and pay for the
He's
sedation.
150 pounds, so he's it takes a lot. I think maybe my
Yeah.
math is off.
Yeah, and they'll need to maybe clean out his ears too and stuff. You know, just go get him and his teeth. He
Yeah.
can
What's
go get
wrong
it.
with
He
his
can go get his like
teeth?
doggy
He's got
makeover.
beautiful teeth. Before I head out, I just wanted to thank Matt and Carolina Coops.
Speaking of ears,
I know, thank you for all the videos and craftsmanship that goes in to building a coop. Well, you are welcome.
Oh, see here. This is what she said.
Acepromazine used on horses.
Yeah, they use it on dogs too. Dogs that are very scared at the vet. But like I said,
Can
it's,
you
I'm
give
sorry.
it a second, Ingrid? What has gotten into
oh,
you
you got to
today?
take notes. You could watch the replay.
Acepromazine. I'm not a big fan of it on my dog because I kind of felt it was just it would be more scary for him because he knew what was going on but couldn't react. But I had used it. It was vet recommended for him because he was so anxious at the vet, and they would have to muzzle him and stuff. But that might work for Gus because he's so friendly anyway. So it's not.
You see, everyone wants us to do a drinking show. We need to do that. We need to
I'll
do
do
it
it.
once a quarter. You need to be
What's the
careful.
date?
You ever seen Kristen when she gets drinking?
No, I don't think I've ever seen drunk Kristen.
We kind of turn into opposite. She gets angry.
I do
Does she?
not.
She absolutely
There's
does.
no way.
Absolutely does. She gets angry, and
No.
I become.
No, I start dancing, and I should not be dancing.
You do the Elaine. You start dancing like Elaine.
Yeah, her philosophy: as long as she's smiling, she's dancing well. So
Or nobody cares.
That's true for everybody.
people care.
So how do you get, Matt?
When I get drunk, I don't. I don't get drunk. No, I am that guy that thinks everything's a good idea. Oh yeah, yeah. Let's set off mortars inside the house. Great idea. I'm that guy that thinks everything's. Oh yeah.
It's no big deal. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, I have fun. Picklebacks. Yeah, that's how last time I was hungover. It started with picklebacks. Thanks to Mackenzie.
What's the date? Because nobody knows what the date and time is, man.
Yeah, no, 110 people here. So I'm so glad we didn't
Friday,
freeze.
April 5th.
We got Ingrid 8 minutes. Oh, hold on. We got some news coming up. So we got to go out to the Dash Coop. Their opening night. If you're not following us, we have a chicken coop finishing up today at Winston-Salem Dash. It's a minor league team, farm team for the Chicago White Sox. And it went really, really well overall. But we got to get back out there and finish the filming, right, Christopher?
Yeah.
You have to bring them chickens before opening day.
Yeah, so that would be...
We agreed to be out there on the 8th, Monday.
Isn't that the eclipse day?
That is the eclipse day. My mother calls me up. She goes, "Are you coming home for the eclipse?" I'm like, "What?" But she's right. It's going right over upstate New York. Is it not going to be that cool here?
No, it's going right over Buffalo.
Well,
Buffalo's
I think I took a screenshot of a picture. It's going to be pretty cool here. I mean, it's like...
But not as cool in New York. So, but I also don't want to
look.
miss it if we're at...
well,
We're not in the
We're at
exact
86 coverage, 86%.
Never mind. Back to
It's
work.
still something.
No, I wanted to see with my kids.
The maximum, the best time here is going to be 3:06
a.m. or
p.m.
Okay.
Monday.
So your chickens
Let's hear
might...
it for the camera.
Woohoo! Yeah. So and you might want to mention again about your chickens. Probably will be a little confused by the darkness.
Oh yeah.
Just resent the video on Messenger so you can show Matt. What video?
Yeah, she sent a video. I just didn't. It was a video. Now I remember. There was a video on Messenger and in Facebook, but it didn't show. It showed her and her husband with them, but it didn't show that he was reluctant before. It was just kind of him with the chickens, if I remember correctly.
These chickens at this ballpark are going to be some of the happiest chickens, pampered chickens. I'm worried they're going to be too pampered. So Laura made a point, I think it was during a live part, or maybe it was last week's show, that she's worried about the chickens at the ballpark.
Because your truck got ripped off. That's why.
Oh.
I think. I don't know.
They're going to be on camera. They're going to be surrounded by a fence.
Yeah, but the tool was taken to the local pawn shop. You're not going to be able to pawn a chicken.
Not yet. Not yet.
They have their full-time staff that's going to be there keeping up with them.
Right.
I'm just worried they only wanted 5. That's not enough. That's what I'm worried
And that's
about.
a huge coop for 5 chickens.
We
They'll
will
be fine.
definitely be following up with the care. We'll be following up with everything. I mean, this is it's a marketing thing we're doing with them.
I think I'm going to bring 5 and a silky because the silky doesn't count.
I'm just hoping we make national news with this. I'm worried about those chickens too. Oh boy. See what you got me into?
What? No,
they'll be
fine.
They're worried about that you introduced the Silky and with the other baby chicks.
Nobody's really worried about that. People love that.
Will they be overwhelmed with the crowds? No.
No.
We have done shows where we've been surrounded by thousands of people. My favorite moment was when someone opened up the back of the hen house, chicken goes running out, and everyone's freaking out. It's in the middle of a huge festival, right? Thousands of people. And I said, don't worry about it, she'll come back tonight. She came back within like an hour and just went right back into the coop. I am not worried about them with the crowds at all.
Oh, look, it's going to be cloudy in New York on Monday.
Yeah.
Typical. Shocker.
And I think Texas too, where it's supposed to be good coverage there, but
goes right over north of Texas, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I heard the airport was crazy busy today, and
people are traveling to the.
That's what they were thinking.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Dash Coop? See, Bruce has been following along. Yes, supposedly limited by 5. But I noticed in the press conference, which did not go well. I'm not happy about that. We still have to have a chit chat with them.
Yeah, technically they're only supposed to have 5, according to the city.
Yeah, you're such a chicken pusher. Yeah, the reluctant will become the chicken pusher. Not bad. Not bad. Place air tags on the ballpark chickens. That's not bad.
Amber wants to know how your babies are. They're doing fine. They're in the lobby.
No, they're not doing fine.
They're not doing fine?
No, we've lost 1 every day.
What?
We are down to 3.
Why?
We'd have
Is
no
it too
idea.
cold?
No, I don't think so. I think the Silky's been a bully, but there's been no sign of aggression. Kristen thinks it's been too. I don't think it's too cold. She thinks our heat plate isn't hot enough. I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, that lobby gets cold.
It's been warm here.
It is.
Actually.
It is
Not
really
today.
unusual.
It doesn't go below 60 degrees.
It's kind of a mystery.
But they got the heat. We have used that heat. I've never had this happen. And for it to be one after another within 24 hours, so I'm not happy about it. But I mean, it's the truth. And then
So the 2 roosters are left?
the 3. There's 3 left. Of course,
Three.
Silky's still going.
You gave her a little spa bath.
The
Yeah, that's
Silky
right.
misses you.
Oh, so I
That'll
didn't
probably
realize.
be-
So you started out with how
Is
many?
that R. Kelly? She looks like R. Kelly. Is that R?
Yeah, that is R. Kelly.
Is that R. Kelly? Not
Yes.
R. Kelly, but R. Kelly. Is that non?
It's definitely not R. Kelly.
Mommy painted? Did I ever show you guys that video? I got to show you guys that video. Jetta. Mommy painted? No, it's non-painted. That's R. Kelly. She went home sick. Is that R. Kelly?
Yes.
That was so funny when she literally was scared to death of picking these up.
Yeah, that was pretty cute.
Anyways,
So how many did you start with?
start with what?
8,
So,
I think.
8 chickens, 8 babies, and then you
Eight-
had
8
5, and now
hatched.
you have 3.
Okay, started with 13 eggs.
Right.
4 didn't hatch, right? So that's what, 9? If I did my math correctly?
Mm-hmm.
9? Okay.
But
No, you
that
only
doesn't
had
sound
8.
right because I thought we had 8.
Yeah. 2 weren't viable, 3 didn't hatch. That's what I thought it was. So I think it was like 5.
I think we had 8.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but it really bothered me. Every day there was another one dying, and they died. But that's odd, one after another, right?
Right.
But that's Silky. I'm sorry,
Very
that
flu.
Silky was aggressive. You and your Silky pushing.
I think it was only aggressive because it was older, right?
Just a tad.
Yeah, you wanted to be funny.
I was funny. I was really funny.
That was funny. I mean,
You were really, really bothered.
It's for drama. Don't believe me. Anyways, okay.
Really?
Well, we got Ingrid 15 minutes after the cutoff. Here it is for the camera.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Really?
I know. I was testing to see how long she could go, but I do that
I'm
stuff I got to
hungry.
do. I'm
I have
starving.
pizza.
I got to go eat my non-carb food. I don't know what's for lunch today. You got pizza.
I have an extra
You are
piece.
not eating pizza in front of me.
You have homemade hamburger helper.
That was actually really good. Yeah, who's ever heard of homemade hamburger helper?
I have to say, everything that I've ever had that Nan's cooked has been
Yeah, she's
fantastic.
amazing.
Do a necropsy. Necrops. What?
And she
Necropsy.
can.
Necropsy.
On a baby, though?
Oh,
On a tiny little
So
chick?
it crossed
don't
my
know about
mind
that.
because it bothers me.
I guess you could on a little
Yeah.
baby chick.
Never had this happen before.
You have to stick it in the freezer so it doesn't.
Well, they're gone.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay.
And actually, you're supposed to put them in the fridge.
So now
Is it
all of a
fridge?
sudden I
Yeah,
mentioned
because the freezer damages the tissues. That
all of a sudden I mentioned what time it is now. Ingrid's got
I
to
made,
No,
that,
I
I,
have to.
made that mistake once.
Oh, okay.
And they said next time put it in the fridge.
All right, so are we here next week? Is somebody
No, I don't think so. But
Where are you
Kenzie,
going?
Is Kenzie coming
Oh, that's
back?
right. You're going away on vacation.
Kenzie can sub for me.
I can do the show solo.
You can do the show solo?
Yeah.
Oh, Christopher, that's so nice. Christopher, can you wear a wig and sit over here?
A wig? What?
Okay, that's
Just pretend to be me.
that just made it weird.
The following week, though, we have the people from I don't know how to pronounce it, the treat company.
Oh, the treat company.
Yes, I do. I definitely want to talk to them. You'll be back for that, so we're
Yes.
skipping next week, or we're gonna try it.
We're going to skip next week.
Why? So you don't have to come here.
So I have other things to do. And
Fine.
you always say it's not good unless the 3 of us are together.
That is true.
That is
So if you're
true.
either going to say it and mean it, or you're going to do the show
No,
without
it
me
is-
like
it
you've
is.
done
I-
before many, many times.
Bull. Never.
Yes, you have.
And we do.
Oh, we've tried it, but it was not a show without you. It was just
Yeah.
But you still did
It was
it.
an experiment, Ingrid.
You do it repeatedly. Anywho.
I think we should do the electric fence show.
Ketovore? What is ketovore?
Like a carnivore.
Isn't that what the keto diet is? No, no
she
carbs.
says it's carnivore, no carbs.
Right. That's what I think I'm doing. I have inflammation. Awful.
Okay.
There's something wrong with me.
Okay, we'll schedule in the drinking show. Do you want to do that the same time as the electric fence show?
Okay,
That might be fun.
Here's what I want to do. Let's do that. Let's do the electric show. It'll be at night, Friday, 6 o'clock, Saturday night. When's the best
Let's
night?
just do it at noon. I mean,
No, we're
not.
not day. See, you are such a troublemaker. Why would you start day drinking? We actually have to work around here. Let's do it at night, and we'll test who can hang on to the electric wire the longest. Ingrid's not having it. I guess it means time to go. Whatever. Thank you guys for being here. Have a wonderful, safe weekend.
Bye,
Later.
guys.